America is made to enslave us. What they ever gave us. We done proved, we done showed. It's documented. Now it's cemented. Black future, it's time to invent it. If Ye said it, you know that he meant it. There's no more Black History Month. Every February, reminding us that we just barely can vote. You shouldn't have to be a tech genius, a basketball god, a musical wizard to be able to hold down your family. Been about 4 or 5 days since I see my kids. But we in America, ain't we? That's just how it is. When they write the history, when they write the narrative, when they take something that's strong and make it look like it's an embarrassment, when they take something that's weak and try to even make a comparison, when you say something that's strong and they say that you arrogant. And that's why the media be at our head. I want them to hear clearly exactly what I said.
This is a Silk exclusive.
Welcome to another episode of Words, Music, Dance. I'm your host as always, Paulie the Bull, no relation to Gravano. And today, back live, not on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? We in front of the camera with the microphones. Got the homie Rel back in person.
Yeah.
What's going on, sir?
Good.
Feel like I ain't seen you in forever.
Hell yeah.
Just in a little box on the screen on the laptop. You know what I'm saying? Finally we back. Yeah. Last time I was here was the red couch. Now we got the black couch. You know what I'm saying? Switched it up a little bit. It's Black History Month. Kanye want to call it Black Future Month. So, you know, I don't know if you heard, did you hear about that?
Nah, but I like that.
Yeah, he don't want to think about the past no more. He want to think about the future. So Black Future Month is what Kanye's calling it. It's not a bad name. It's not a bad name for it, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody watching. 2020vision.com is live. Make sure you go there. You can watch everything on there. You can click the links. We got merchandise on there as well. Got hats, hoodies, more stuff on the way. But get you something. Support the channel, support the company, support the business. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we're celebrating Black Future Month. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the times that Kanye got something right. You know, I feel him on that. He been doing a lot of tweeting and stuff lately.
Yeah,
have you been following all that?
I've been seeing a few things. I mess with Kanye though, bro. Like I mean, I'm not one of these people that hate him. But he's going through some especially with this whole being away from his wife and his divorce thing. I mean, I know he felt like he got himself a shorty, or I don't know if they still together, whatever. You know, but I feel like he's doing a lot of reactionary stuff. You know, Kim started messing with the Pete dude. Then all of a sudden now Kanye's with Julia Fox. And I feel like everything him is like it's kind of like tit for tat because I think he hurting, bro. From that. I think so. And it's definitely messing with him. He's doing the whole thing with the argument on social media about him and my daughter can't be on TikTok.
Yeah. Now see, that was one of the things I agree with though. Because I think his daughter's 12. If she's not even younger than that. Yeah, you're right. I think that's the rule. I think the rule is like 12 or older, whatever, and she's below that. So
my thing about that was, I don't feel no way about him not wanting her to be on there because that's how he feels.
Right.
However, you can't. Not to me, one parent can't forbid anything because there's two parents. You know what I'm saying? So. It was more or less like one of those things where I got a problem with my daughter being on TikTok, and he feel like because he said that, and that's not how life is. You know what I'm saying? And she's on TikTok. The girl's on TikTok with the supervision of her mom. I feel it's one thing. So again, if he feels she shouldn't be on it, I get that. But are you reviewing what's happening? Are you watching the TikToks? What are the TikToks about? Now, if she's on there doing inappropriate stuff, and she's doing that with her mom there. That's to me, that's a cause for concern. But I mean, you really making it. You're trying to put out here like she's like this chick's a bad mother and all this. And I think that's a lot. And again, it's a lot of moving parts because then there's the whole thing where he's not being told where the birthday party is.
Right.
It's a lot of mixy stuff that really nobody know.
Right.
But
and don't need to know.
Right.
We don't need to know.
Nobody knows. And just like the public, you always have these heavy opinions with no information.
Right.
Besides of what you heard. Nobody knows shit.
Right.
But Kanye West and this.
So we have prior opinions of the Kardashian family
right.
and
that's
him.
how we use. That's the meat to our stuff. Remember this other stuff he did?
Right.
So yeah, he must be wilding. Or remember what she was doing?
Right.
Yeah. But nobody know nothing.
This situation specifically.
Nobody they don't know nothing.
Right.
Nothing. None of y'all are there.
Right.
Y'all don't know niggas they know. Y'all know nothing.
Right.
But y'all everybody talking, he crazy, she crazy.
Right.
Y'all know nothing. But as soon as somebody do that about you, what are you talking about? Keep my name, but you don't know. But now we going in.
And I feel like that's why Kanye, in his mind, is trying to put the information out there.
Right.
But it's like, okay, now it's just too much.
Yeah, it is.
Because again, like we don't need to know.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to be transparent because they always make him look crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And him. So I think he's trying to defend himself and it's coming off still because it's too much. We don't need to know. Like you said, it's messy.
Yeah.
It's a messy divorce right now. It's a messy situation. You're doing tit for tat. You're showing us too much. You do the music now. He's throwing shots. He's threatening Pete on the lyrics.
Right.
We don't believe you. It's rap music.
Yeah.
But he's gonna take it as I need security now, or my life is in danger.
Because he's like, I'm not worried about Kanye.
Yeah, I'm not.
What about all the people that?
Right, his fans might do something.
But fans are crazy.
Yeah, so that's why it's like I think it's another situation where Kanye may have good intention, but he's going about it wrong. And at this point, nobody can stop him. Once he became a billionaire, according to him, he stopped using his medicine. He stopped going to therapists. He stopped. So now you can't. Maybe he had the song. You can't tell me nothing.
Right.
Wait till I get my money right. He's a billionaire. His money's right. You can't tell him nothing. Right. You can't tell him nothing. And I think that's the situation. And then with, Travis Scott having to sneak to get him the address to the birthday party.
Yeah.
And now it's hot for Travis. Making it hot over here. And you know what I'm saying?
See, because there's so many
he screenshotting text messages and
we really don't know. Because at the end of the day, unless he's beating kids up, beating Kim up,
beating Peter.
He should be at his daughter's birthday party. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Like,
exactly.
If he's gonna go there and hurt people, you can't go.
Right.
If everyone's gonna be fine,
if the clown, the pinata, this,
if everyone is gonna be healthy and safe, so even if some people are a little uncomfortable,
right.
It's his daughter.
It's his daughter.
And it's her birthday.
Right.
Straight like that.
Right. Yeah.
Straight like that. That's where it ends for me.
Yeah.
If he doesn't pose a threat,
certain parts of this.
But again, this stuff we don't know.
We don't know. Right.
So
because he might have said something.
Yeah, you never know.
That made Kim say, "Okay, then you don't need to be here."
Yeah.
Because my family's uncomfortable, or so and so's gonna be there that's uncomfortable, and you already threatened. Maybe not Pete himself was there, but one of Kim's friends might have been there, and he said something to, what I'm saying. So who knows? We don't know that part.
And then the thing is too, let's say she did, because again, like I just been saying, if everybody gonna be safe, but who's to know what he said to her that we don't know?
Right. But like you said too, I feel like he definitely should have been at the party. But we don't know what caused her to say no.
Right.
You don't need to be at the party. But then, like I said, it made it hot for Travis Scott.
But to me, if Travis Scott told you, then Travis Scott knew it was gonna be okay. If Travis Scott messed with Travis Scott got a baby by her sister, right?
Two babies.
Two babies by her sister.
Congratulations to them. They had a new baby.
Come on, if you was there, right? Yeah, you was there with your two kids, your child's mother, and it was your niece-in-law's party. And you knew if letting the niece's father come there, it was going to get turned out.
Right.
You're not going to invite him.
Right.
But to me, for him to be like, nah, y'all wildin', I'm telling Kanye, hey, yo, Kanye's supposed to be here.
Right.
You know that if anything were to happen, it wasn't going to be nothing happening to them kids. It's not gonna, so, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if Travis could tell you, sure, they could have told you.
Right. And that's why I say, Kanye may have good intentions in this situation. He's just going about telling us everything isn't the right thing to do, but I kind of get why.
Right.
Because the Kardashians, like you said, the history of them, we know mom is good at, you know, we see what happened with Jordan Woods, what they did when Jordan Woods slept with Tristan, and they kind of blackballed her, and you know, saying, oh, you're not part of the family, the friendship circle, whatever they got now, and then the story was being told their way, and then it was like, that's not what happened at all. It was
exactly.
So we know they have a tendency of doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like he may be wanting to put the story out, to put his side of the story out there, but there's always 3 sides to the story.
Exactly.
His, hers, and the truth.
Yeah.
So he's trying to show the receipts and you know, and it's like, okay, I get what you want to do. It's too much. It's too much. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And all you are doing is making this entertainment now. Now you're just making this, you know, it's just something to, you know, watch and laugh at, and it's like, you know, because that's what it's becoming now. It's becoming a circus. You know, every week, you know, and then we got a new album coming out. He about to drop Donda 2 on the 22nd, which I hope, and he said it's going to be produced by Future, so I hope he's not making a bunch of Future breakup, toxic music, using your mama name on it. You know, instead of Donda 2, maybe he might call it something else.
Why is Future producing?
That's what he said. So I don't know if, and again, I don't know if he really just threw that out there just to say that, or because he want to say, yeah, I'm making this breakup music now. But yeah, I don't know. Future executive producer of the rest. So yeah, I don't know where he's going with this. They haven't released a single yet.
Right.
Yeah,
but that's mad records in the clip. The first Donda Holly breathing.
Yeah, right. Like, and that was 20-something deep. Like, so yeah, I think there's a listening party, you know, coming maybe this week or something like that. I think they said, I don't remember. But yeah, he been busy. Yeah. He was at the Super Bowl. Yeah. He was there with the kids, 50-yard line, and Antonio Brown. And it was funny because he put on like Twitter or whatever, and that was going viral. He was at the game or whatever. I think Odell gave him some gloves. Gave his kids some gloves. But so during the game, they was going through all the celebrities that was there. They didn't show Kanye. He right there, the 50-yard line. They ain't show. Antonio Brown said it too. That, oh yeah, we don't like him either. Well, the NFL like, you know, let's go to the camera somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's Jay-Z.
Yeah. But we gonna come back to the Super Bowl because definitely want to talk about that. But just want to hit a few quick current events in the news. Other than, you know, Kanye was one. But cancel culture is back and doing what they do. Recently, some audio, some video popped up of Joe Rogan saying the N-word, saying nigga, I can say it. But he was saying it. They got like a montage of him saying it multiple times.
You know, thing. Yes. Saying the word. You've already said D is just like saying. She's calling you a like this boy that he's and starts calling them word. There should be a word like, especially like the word. That's about. He says guy, and then saying allowed to use the word out the word. You couldn't say.
Then they got him telling some stories about, you know, Planet of the Apes.
So anyway, we can't go to there. So I go, you got to go to one where there's Planet of the Apes, man. We're going to go see Planet of the Apes. So I look on the iPhone app, and it says, okay, take me to this one. And the guy goes, okay. I go, is that in a good neighborhood? He's like, oh, yeah. Guy barely speaks English. He takes us there. We get out, and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to go see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people. Planet of the Apes didn't take place in Africa. That was a racist thing for me to say. But you see what I'm saying.
Then they got him, you know, talking about, he talking to a biracial gentleman that was in the studio with him. And
he is one of those, you know that he's got some black in him. But how much? What's going on here?
Are you asking me to strip Joe Rogan now?
What are you?
Dad's black, mom's white. Standard issue, pretty much.
Powerful combination genetic-wise, right? You get the body of the black man, and then you get the mind of the white man all together in some strange combination.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go
One of the strongest combinations of all time.
I would say so.
Yeah, you get the body of the black man, and then you get the mind of the white man. That doesn't, by the way, mean that black people don't have brains. It's a different brain. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying it's clearly black people have the superior bodies.
Right.
You got to be crazy to argue with that. Greatest athletes of all time, with, you know, to a man, except for a few fucking Larry Birds in there, a few weird white guys that managed to figure shit out.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, let's get real. You know, they're the super athletes.
To me, everybody's focusing on him saying nigga, And in the context, I could see why some people were defending him. I'm not cool with it, but I could see. But to me, those stories he told was a little more concerning. The Planet of the Apes story and the brain story. What did you take from those things?
First off, I don't even want to get this dude mad time because it's pretty disgusting. Like you said, with the whole nigga thing, you know, like you saying earlier, you know, he was quoting somebody. It's never a full excuse,
right?
But you know, if you're really trying to look at intent and where it's coming from, it's kind of hard to say or whatever. But you know, it's an unwritten rule. Why you know say that? Especially if you're not just trying to be upfront with it. You know what I'm saying? But the video just showed me like you know, he was just basically giving backhanded compliments. I'm sorry, giving straight racism disguised as backhanded compliments. Talking about you just. It's a positive thing that he's at a movie theater full of black people and they were so cool. It was cool as shit as if we're not cool.
Right.
I mean, honestly, we're the coolest fucking thing there is.
We control the culture.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he was talking about cool as in not threatening.
Being violent, right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like trying to say that all these things he's saying are positive things, but you're still just trying to paint us as monolithic, and using these stereotypes, trying to tell the dude who was black and white, you know, he had the black body with the white brain, has the best of both. Like, you know, then he said, I'm saying something positive, you know, they do have the best bodies. They're the best athletes and
we got pretty good brains too.
Yeah, those work
you
too.
know, I mean, like, from what we've learned in classes, you know what I'm saying, George Washington Carver and them was some pretty good inventors. Benjamin Bannister.
Exactly.
You know, we got some inventors that made some things. So our brains are pretty good too. But
so, I mean, at the end of the day, he just sounds like a racist to me because I've heard this 100 times before where people were just like, well, I'm just stating a fact or I'm just like, those things aren't mutually exclusive. You could tell me, you could tell me that the majority of great athletes are black. You can tell me that, right? But you could tell me there's a lot of ways to tell me that. If you're using that to clean up a statement about black people's brains, it's obvious what you're doing. Like it's. I mean, people are really eat that up. Be like, he's giving y'all props actually.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
And again, then that goes to say that we need props.
Right. Right.
Now we know.
Thank you for your approval, white man.
The thing is, we know we the shit. It's just that you've built a model to the contrary, so ingrained into people that we have to affirm that affirm that for ourselves. So you telling us this is, we already knew this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of us don't know because of what's been ingrained.
Right.
But you saying that we do things well,
right.
I mean, we people.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? And we come from fucking greatness. And that's what kills me when people do talk about, who are genuinely talking about, I would say the excellence there is in blackness, and you know, and when people are talking about that being genuine, then when white people don't hear their name, they're like, "What about us?" If you felt you needed the props, why would you think it's a big thing from you when we're getting props?
Right.
You know, you want to give them out, you know, genuinely. But then you would be mad when someone else is doing it. Shouldn't you be joining in? Like, yeah, that's the same thing we were saying, right? But now when you don't, when somebody's being real with the props, you're like, yeah, but what are you saying? And white people aren't good at athletes?
It's funny hearing it from Joe Rogan, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that was on the comedy circuit, good friends with Dave Chappelle and, you know, and Donald Rollins and them and a lot of comedians and stuff, was in the MMA circuit, who international, but a lot of people. For him to say something like that, it's like, so no matter who you are around and what you've done, you still have this mindset about us.
And one thing
so it's not even naive. It's not even ignorance. It's not even like you still hold on to a thought of us, even with the company you keep.
And I always pay attention to the people's initial thoughts. So when he spoke about the Planet of the Apes, he was like, "Yo, you know, we went to go see the Planet of the Apes, and we walked into the Planet of the Apes."
Yeah.
So this was before we talking about how cool as shit everybody was,
Right.
and how they had a good time, and they spoke. You know, he's talking about, hey, you know how they say that black people, they talk during the movies?
Right.
Yeah, that's real, but it was good. Like, bro, like what?
So what would be bad? Because again, when we talk during the movie, we're talking about the movie.
Right.
Don't go in there.
The point is the talking is bad because it's talking over the movie.
Over the movie.
So you telling me you were there, you were entertained by
Right.
what was said. So you disregarded what was going in the movie.
Right.
You were that entertained by what was being said.
Right.
And that became the entertainment?
Right. Right.
Like, come on, bro.
So again, and him being a comedian, it was like, okay, you're telling this story, and either it's a bad joke,
Right.
you're trying to give off, or you really this dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird that, like I said,
He's not dumb, bro.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you really of these mindsets, or these are bad jokes because they're not funny.
Nah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm black, but it's like there's no punch. Like, there's really no punchline to these stories you're telling.
Right.
It's not
Well,
a joke.
I think a racist will probably think that we went to see the Planet of the Apes and we walked into the Planet of the Apes. I think a racist person would think that's funny. I think a racist person would think that's funny.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, I won't give him too much time on that.
Yeah.
Y'all can look for the videos and stuff. It's a bunch of YouTube videos about that. Yeah, it's been going viral. Spotify is standing by him. They not getting rid of him. They not, because obviously he's a cash cow, and they spend a lot of money on bringing him to the streaming service. So for them to cancel him, it's gonna only hurt them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't see, and that's a business move. Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, the comedians defending him was one of the interesting things. And not even just comedians. A lot of people are standing on the freedom of speech platform.
I never understand that.
Which freedom of speech comes with consequences when you say...
Yeah, well, freedom means you can say, but it has nothing to do with how people feel about what you say.
What you say,
I understand, like, you can have an opinion, but I can disagree with the opinion.
I can disagree with your
I
opinion.
can be offended with the opinion.
Right.
That doesn't mean, because I'm offended, doesn't mean I feel like you you shouldn't have freedom of speech.
Right. And if a bunch of people address something that offended them, you have to take accountability for being offensive.
You said it. Because I'm mad, me being mad doesn't mean that I feel that you don't have the right to say what you want to say.
Right.
Sure you do.
Say it.
But
Just be prepared.
because you have the right to say it, I gotta be like, shit,
Right.
I'm tight, but I'm not gonna.
Right.
That's like when people say, when people give an opinion and you disagree with it and you want them to defend it, and they go, well, I have a right to my opinion. I know you do. You just gave it. I know you do.
As do I.
So, but I don't understand what that has to do with me disagreeing with you, me picking apart the way you defend your opinion. Of course, you have a right. Who gives a fuck about the right?
Right.
You gave a weak ass opinion.
Right.
Where if you have a right to the opinion, I definitely have a right to my opinion about your opinion. Where do the rights end? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like what. Like I don't know. Just say you can't defend your opinion.
Right. And on the flip side, because like you said, everyone should have a right to their opinion. Everyone should, you know what I'm saying? Whoopi Goldberg made a statement on her show, The View.
It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. If we're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about
Maybe
race.
but it's about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's
after
not. It's
Jews
not about
and
race.
gypsies and
But these are two
Romas.
white groups of people.
Well, they
How
go
do we
after black
They
people
just see
too.
them as white
And they
people.
go
But you're
after
missing the
homosexuals.
point. You're
Yeah.
missing the point. The
Yeah.
minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other.
You know, like you said, opinions and so forth. What did you think about how they canceled her? They suspended her for a couple of days. I believe she's back on now. You know, what do you think about that situation?
My thing is that how you feel about that is going to depend on if you believe that Jewish is a race. I don't necessarily feel that way. I think Jewish is religion because there are Jews that aren't white. There are black Jews So do black Jews, do they get to have two races?
Right.
Like, did they get a bonus? Or,
Right.
and if they do, and I mean, we making jokes, but like, you know, but I mean, honestly, if I'm a black Jew, and for the people who are mad at Whoopi, then you would have to believe I have two races, right? So, because I know you're not telling me one supersedes one.
Right.
Like, soon as I adopted that religion, now I became not black and a Jew. So now, if I have more than one, then can I use that to my advantage?
Right.
Or like when, let's say if I'm applying for a job and they say they're doing this for, demographic, they can't use this to, but they want to know, can I put that I'm not black?
Right. I'm biracial.
Right, yeah.
I'm black and Jewish.
So,
right.
But if you do believe, though, that Jewish race, then I could understand why you'd be offended by what Whoopi said. But a statement like that, though, she said that she believed that it wasn't about race. So I don't see why you cancel her for that. Because let's say somebody said that slavery wasn't about race, right? I wouldn't even cancel them for that. You know why? That would just make me feel they're delusional, right? They may believe that,
right?
Because if somebody said that, so if they did this, slavery wasn't about race, then they wilding. I mean, they wilding either way. But that looks crazier for them to have a whole set of a basis of why, That don't mean I'm agree. But no, this person's presenting an argument. And to me, they're just crazy. I'm not gonna cancel them for that. Just because you're crazy, you get you're not gonna be able to sell slavery wasn't about race. But if you have now if you take it past that and you start being specifically offensive or that's different. But if you're just making I don't think it was about that, and you give that. I don't feel you should be canceled for that. So Whoopi was giving her what her beliefs were. So now, if it was one thing, if it was like, well, it wasn't about race, and so I don't understand what the big deal was.
Right.
Now that's a little crazy.
She didn't downplay
right.
the event.
Right.
She was saying
the
focus
had she
was
said something like that, then I'm like, okay,
right,
because that a lot happened.
And the like you said, the funniest thing is she clearly said it was not about race, because if they focused on the Jewish religion, or even if you look at the history of it, they took, you're not pure,
right?
Or what I'm saying. So
Hitler thought he was purifying,
right?
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So it's a deeper thing, and I feel like she didn't get a chance to really say what she wanted to say because they kept talking over her.
Right. And
I think she wanted to expound on it a little bit more, and I don't think she got a chance to. But yeah, like you said, Judaism is a religion. And this is similar to how, when Trump and them was in office, they would talk about the Muslims as if that was a race of people. That's a religion.
Yes.
There are countries and there's different, races of people that study
that practice
Islam.
Yeah.
And it's just the groupings, and that's where we get caught up on a lot of things. What's black? What's white? Like, what's this? What? So it's like, and that's why sometimes I don't jump on, you're racist, because a lot of times somebody could just hate someone because they think, or they're grouping them into one of the groups. You know what I'm saying? More than just, I don't like this. They don't have to ask, where are you from first before I hate you? They're just gonna start hating you.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's another thing going on too. The chick, Aquafina. She from Crazy Rich Asians. She was in Shang-Chi.
Oh.
The Asian chick. They said she talks black.
What is that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Talking black. So again, it's not the race.
Right.
She's talking black. So what's black? How do black people talk?
I don't even know what that means.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where we get into, it's not racial, it's a grouping. It's the hip hop culture, you saying? She talks with, because she's grew up in Queens. I don't know who she grew around,
Right, yeah.
but we all got that white dude, that tiny dude, this dude, the Spanish kid that talk like us. Or whatever.
I mean, and
hip hop
sometimes
culture was black and Hispanics anyway. That
I'm about to say because at the end of the day, an Italian family was the move into the South Bronx.
Right. They
and
literally
that's where
there.
they live. When the kid goes outside and plays, who's
His
he
interactions,
around?
right?
So everything he's experiencing, as far as from that environment, I mean, hey, like.
And then when it comes to Awkwafina, okay, people are upset because of how she talks. Well, why does she have to talk a certain way to please you?
My thing is,
if it's genuine.
So that's about
if it's genuine.
That's where I was about to get at. So because if I felt like she was appropriating,
right.
But if I knew her, and like if I grew up around her and this was the way she always, I mean, like, what do you want her to do?
Right. If it's genuine,
right, yeah,
and that's just how she was raised, and was like that's who she was.
And it's again about what people know. Everybody's quick to oh, she faking, That's possible, but how do you know that?
Right.
yeah. I mean,
and that's why I say, if that's genuinely how she talks, then that's just who she is. You know what I'm saying? But now you want her to talk a certain way. So she's supposed to sound like the typical Asian accent.
Right.
You want her to be, like that's what you. Why does she have to please you?
What if she doesn't even have many Asian friends?
Right. I don't know how she was raised. Her come up.
I mean, she may.
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously would have family.
Right.
But
her age would also determine, like, is she more into the digital era with internet and stuff, and you're more free to, you know what I'm saying? There's people now, the cultures blend so much now because of the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got, we learned, from Drake and them, from the music and stuff, how Canada talk, or, we learned from, because for the longest, I didn't know there was so many Caribbean people that were in Toronto like that. Because I thought Drake was bugging.
The only reason because a lot of people was getting at him for doing all that. And I used to tell people, like, I got my boy, the Jamaican, when we was young, every summer we used to go to Toronto. And I never, I was like, I go to, say, I'm going to, the first time I'm going to Canada, I'm like, what you going to Canada for? Like, he's like, oh, nah, my aunt's my aunt.
Right.
Like, it's mad at them over there. So that culture is real there. So you grow up, you're not a stranger to that at all.
Right. And that's where we're at. So like I said, if it's genuine, I got no problem with her talking, and then the label they put on it, talking black.
Yeah.
But then we do it too. Oh, this man talks proper. He's talking white. So again, it's not.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't recognize a different vernacular.
Of course.
From how we grow up speaking, who was around us, and stuff like that. So I'm not saying I don't get what they mean at all. Right. So but
I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But it's what you're saying.
But to call it like, again, with the there's black people who can speak to us that don't sound nothing like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing like being from the inner city or from any type of urban setting. But they're black though.
Right. And we've both been in leadership in retail and stuff like that.
Code
when
switching,
I'm doing code switching. When I'm doing a morning meeting, when I'm doing a training, when I'm talking to the customer, you're gonna get one way.
Absolutely.
When I clock out,
funny story. So my new spot, the security guards, they're mostly all black dudes, right? So where I work, you gotta have it. You probably like this too. You gotta have a badge to even get to the elevator, or whatever, right? It was my first time working in an office like this. Right. No, it was like that, like real lockdown, like serious.
Right. By the way, congratulations getting out of retail.
Oh yeah.
I finally, weekends, holidays, walking to the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So one day it's time for lunch, right? So, there's not like, my immediate unit, people I work with, it's almost all of us are black, which I was surprised to find. I mean, my manager's black, whatever, but in the company, there's still a lot of white people around, and there's not a lot of people around the office period because a lot of people are so remote. But generally, there's way more white people than black people in the company I work for. So, I was speaking to some executives I had during that day. So, we code switch. we're very adaptable. Black people, especially black people from the inner city, we're chameleons. So when the situation calls for this, we can be this. Situation calls for that, we can do that. And the dope shit is the whole time we're still being who we are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a mode talking. I'm going to lunch and I'm by myself. So I see the security guard and I see he's a black young dude. So by reflex, like not even because I'm like, hey, this is a young black dude, so you gotta. But it was subliminal. Like it was. I saw him. And he looked me in my eyes. So because I see he was trying to engage. So I'm like, what's good, B? And he looked so excited that I spoke to him in that manner.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Right.
It took him. He was, but it was natural. Like that was my people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I saw him, and I'm like, what's good, B? He was like, yeah, it was good. I'm like, he's at lunchtime. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo. I'm like, yo. He's like, yeah. It's time to get lunch. You kill the rest of the day. I'm like, yeah. I'm asking, how many hours you got? Yo, I got like 3 hours left. And I'm like, yo, knock those out. But we, it made us both feel good to engage with each other that way, because it wasn't what's good be 10 minutes ago when I was upstairs.
Right. Because you loosen the tie up a little bit and get more comfortable. Yeah.
But but we, like you said, we adapt and we can thrive in any type of situation because we know how to be. So this whole talking black, like it's retarded. Right.
And that's why I say at this point it's like, okay, black, even the term black, it's just categorized because we could be Jamaican, African, wherever, and we're just black. You know what I'm saying?
And so black is always something negative.
Right. Black Fridays and black markets and black holes and all that. Like, so it always has a negative connotation. Yeah. So black history, you really think about it, what they saying. You know what I'm saying? So they just group us into the same thing. So if that's the race, you know what I'm saying, and if I become a black Jew, right? Like Whoopi Goldberg, I believe, I don't know how much she studies of it, but I mean, she changed her last name to Goldberg. Maybe she did it for entertainment purposes to get into the industry because they kind of control the industry. But at the end of the day, they let her know, we don't care what your last name is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get this Nick Cannon treatment. Yeah. You're going to get this, because the cancel culture, there's only a couple of groups that really have that power.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's the Jews. City. And you know what I'm saying? And I can say it because I own this network. Y'all can't cancel me. Y'all could kind of, but it's going to take a lot of work. I pay for the website. I pay for all that. Y'all got to go. We go to court for all this. Oh, wow. So, I mean, I don't want to, but stop. I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing.
I'm just playing.
It's only entertainment.
What I'm saying.
but they're the only ones that truthfully cancel.
Yeah, that's
but they have the infrastructure to do so.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When Nick Cannon said what he said, Viacom said we taking Wildin' out. When Whoopi said what she said, ABC said cancel that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When Joe Rogan says what he says, Spotify's like,
but did he mean it?
Right.
Was he really being racist?
That's because we're not in the uproar. Yeah. We're not saying, oh, I'm not listening to Spotify.
Niggas slowing them down.
Right. I believe
niggas making so many excuses.
Yeah.
For them. Then you got the whole crew with we said to each other and we mad.
And because at this point it's like, we need the infrastructure. If we don't even own BET no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say if he said it on BET, but then it's like we can't even cancel it because we don't even own BET no more. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's the biggest issue with that. Let us know. Comment below, let us know what y'all think about, them things right there we spoke about, just give us your thoughts on all of it. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Joe Rogan, what he said? How you feel about Whoopi, what she said? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about Kanye, what he got going on? just let me know everything. But I mean, as far as current events goes, we just had, speaking of entertainment and all that, the biggest, TV entertainment every year is the Super Bowl. This year, it was the Rams beat the Bengals. Congratulations to them, I guess. My team lost. I mean, my team lost to the champs, so I guess You know, we had to take the best to beat us. You know what I'm saying? If we want to, you know.
I mean, they weren't the champs yet.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
But the biggest deal for most people was the halftime show. And this is one of the reasons why I want to have Rev back on here, because you and I spoke on previous episodes about the whole Kaepernick situation, what he was kneeling for, which people kind of forgot.
Yeah.
You know, people
still don't know.
People still don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You stopped watching football for a moment, and you had some thought. You said, you know, your nephew football. You had personal reasons for doing it, and you had some personal reasons like, you know what?
Yeah, started watching again.
Yeah. We know one of the things that came from it, Jay-Z signed a deal with the NFL. The only thing really that showed from it was he got to pick the halftime talent.
Right, yeah.
So we got J-Lo and my name escapes me right now. Shakira.
Right.
Excuse me. J-Lo and Shakira performed one year. We got The Weeknd last year.
Yeah.
But then this year we finally got hip hop on stage to headline.
Right.
We had a few hip hop guests in previous joints.
Exactly, cameos.
But this year it was
a straight hip hop joint.
Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and special guest 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
You know, he had to sneak 50, and they probably was like, no, don't bring that nigga. And he was like, all right, sneak him in there hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Now, we know this is a product of Jay-Z, you know, and his, you know, as people say, sitting at the table. I still feel they had to pull some, I mean, it was safe. You know what I'm saying? Not to say Dre and them, I don't like their music, but it was safer. Obviously, Dre is in his 50s, and you know what I'm saying? It's not current rap.
It's kind of safe. I mean,
it's safe.
Snoop.
Right. I was gonna say that. Like Snoop.
So you know.
Snoop was Snoop.
Yeah,
but even
yeah.
Snoop is the most unintimidating Crip in the world. So he came out in his all blue, you know, outfit, letting you know that he had the little stripe for the Rams because it's LA, but that blue was Crip.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
He took him a little puff or something before he went on stage. Got to get right, a little pregame.
Yeah.
During they pose, when the show was, he threw his signs up so you know who he is. And it's nothing. It's Snoop. It's Snoop. You know, it's nothing. It's not a big deal. So I wanted to get you on here to get your impact on the performance, because like I said, this is a product of that Kaepernick situation, Jay-Z getting involved. How did you feel about, you know, this halftime show? What does it do for you on your thoughts on the NFL? Did it change anything?
No. I mean, it was just a show. Like it was a show. Every Super Bowl has one. It was like, again, it was a show. There was nothing in the show that was geared to me to have to do with anything like social justice wise. I mean, you know, Kendrick did We'll Be Alright, but I mean, that's a record he's always done, and that's already pre-existed, and it wasn't, the show didn't have a format to show that was the theme. I mean, he did that record because that's one of his biggest records, and that was the theme of that record, but the show wasn't really about that. And then, you know, Eminem kneeled or whatever, and that was just
and
his.
I'm going to come back to that.
Right, and that was just his gesture or whatever, but that wasn't the theme of the show. So for me, it was just like a show, a halftime show. Like, you know, it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Right.
But it didn't make me feel like, yeah, the NFL is making strides. They're trying to do this, or like, nah, they put on a good show. Right.
Okay, got you.
Right.
And I was gonna say, Eminem took a knee, and there was a rumor that he said he was gonna do it, and the NFL was like, no, don't do it. But that was kind of debunked, and it was like, no, they was like, we know he's gonna do it. We don't go ahead. Niggas been kneeling. I mean, players been kneeling for. Roger Goodell, like them niggas been out here. I mean, the players been kneeling. You know, for the last couple of years, we ain't say nothing. We just don't put the camera on them.
Exactly.
So, you know, what did you think about, like, did his knee? Did you think that had any impact? Did him taking a knee? Did it?
I mean, I fuck with it, but I mean, and a lot of people didn't like it though. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media talking about people they lost respect for him, and you know, like I mean, I don't think that's like the general consensus, but I've been seeing that. But I mean, I think taking knees is like mad saturated now. I just feel like that's like, it's like people seeing that and like, oh, somebody else taking a knee. Like when it was further, I was like, oh my God, they're on their knees. It's the national anthem. How could they? And, you know, because they, again, never understood what the knee was about.
Right.
So that's why they were doing that. But it was a big, now it's like knees, more knees. I think that's how they look at it now. You know?
Right.
So that's why when I saw it, I'm like, okay. That's
he took a
dope.
knee.
Right, yeah, right, yeah,
Got you,
yeah.
got you. I felt the same way because it actually seemed awkward because he did it. He did Lose Yourself, and then at the end, he did it, and then it just moved on to like. So it was just like it felt out of place.
Like he did it, like he did it after Lose Yourself. Mm-hmm. Like so, it was like the song is nothing about that.
Right.
Very good song.
And he has a song about that. But again, like I said, it was safe. They just did their hits.
Exactly.
So it wasn't to make a point. It was just hits. And, yeah.
So that's why it was kind of weird when he did it, but I'm not mad that he did it.
Right.
But it was like, you only get one shot. It's like,
right.
Yeah,
it seemed mad out of place.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that did it. It was just like Dre was like, all right, nigga, move.
Yeah.
It's time for
Somebody brother stepped over there. Like,
right.
Excuse me.
Right.
Yeah.
It just seemed out of place. Like again, like you said, I'm not mad that he did it. I'm not happy that I feel indifferent about it because it was just like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think if he wanted to say he was standing with Kaepernick or something like that, then
should have said something.
Maybe he should have threw the jersey on. Like
Why
Jay-Z did at SNL, maybe throw the 7 jersey on.
And then kneel, right.
That would have probably, it would have been more direct. Like,
or if he wanted to, even though he's white, so maybe they get away with this.
Mm-hmm.
He could have like surprised, even though they probably would have tried to cut his mic. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? But he could have did use himself and then broke off into some like straight freestyle about Cap. And then I was like, all right.
Right. Or change the words up or something. Or,
yeah. Because even if he would have started something and he was going in and they cut his mic, even if he wouldn't have got to hear the other half, I would have been like, I would have been fucking with that so hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
again, in a protest, it's meant to
disrupt.
Thank
you. Right. That's why they couldn't even do a peaceful protest.
Right.
Like, yeah, they shouldn't be violent.
Right.
But it's supposed to fuck shit up.
Right. And that's why his peaceful protest got them to ask, why are you doing it? And he said why he was doing it. They was like, he's disrespecting the flag. No, I'm not.
I just told you.
I just told you why I'm doing it. So you asked me a question. Listen to me when I tell you why I'm doing it. The flag. No. No. This is a peaceful protest about police brutality in a specific situation that I'm aware of that I've now been brought to light in the San Francisco area. And he went into it. And so
what you're saying is you're disrespecting the flag.
Right. So now when Eminem does it during the song, there's no flag waving.
Right.
So it's not the same thing, one. But again, like I said, if he's saying, yo, Cap, salute to you, it should have been something more direct, maybe.
100%.
Or if they all did it, maybe. Like I said, it wasn't.
Even if they all did it, that would have been kind of funny.
Yeah,
it's just that it's so overdone.
Yeah, at this point,
it's overdone. But I'm not mad. Like if tomorrow the 76ers kneeled, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, again. But because if I fuck with it, but it wouldn't be like, yo, I'm a Sixers fan now. you know what I'm saying? Like it's like because you're just doing something that's been done.
Right.
Again, I'm not mad you do it because if you believe in that,
right?
Okay.
Now
it's like, go ahead.
The thing is too is if you're doing a peaceful protest like now, Eminem doesn't do interviews, so nobody's gonna be able to question him. So why did you do it?
Yeah.
Microphone.
Right.
He doesn't talk, so now
you can't even put that behind.
Right. Well, exactly. I did it because I feel like the NFL blackballed Kaepernick. If he can now say why, he don't tweet, he don't do interviews. So now there's nothing of substance to back the kneel. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it was awkward. But like I said, I figured the show was going to be 15 minutes long. That's what it always is.
Yeah.
Everybody going to have enough time to do one, maybe half of their hits. I thought it was cool. It was good to see hip hop represented.
Definitely.
Snoop being Snoop.
Absolutely.
Mary did Mary.
I thought 50 was definitely not needed though. Like
50 was a surprise because he wasn't on the bill, but they snuck him in there. Now 50 looking healthy.
Yeah.
50 looking like me out there.
Yeah.
The power checks.
I messed with 50.
Yeah.
But I just thought that like, hey, sure, it's your birthday.
But it was one of the biggest, biggest produced hits.
Right.
So.
And I get it. But it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could have gave Snoop another record.
Right.
Or even Mary. Mary did 2 records.
Right. Mary did.
But then I felt like they were sticking with produced by Dre.
It was produced by Dre. Like, it was basically Dre and Friends. So it was.
And he didn't do Mad Mary records. He
no.
basically did those 2.
And I knew that. I knew he was going to do the hateration, holleration. I could have told you
the set list.
Not in the order, but I could have told you the set list because I knew what it was when they announced. Oh. Produced by Dre, got it. So I knew then, what they were gonna do. Right. One of my boys said that Dre doing Still Dre was paying homage to Jay-Z.
Because he wrote that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's what I said.
But
Joaquin told you.
yeah, I don't think so. But I mean, I don't know.
Right.
But if you ask me to bet, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. I mean, he does, whenever him and Snoop
I think to me it was like, it's still
yeah,
Dre.
And that's how he closed the show.
Right, yeah, you know, like.
This is, I'm
like,
still
yeah.
big. Because they even said 23 years in the game.
Yeah.
He been doing this as the Wrecking Crew with the shiny suits and things and Jerry Curl. Through the NWA era, through the, you know what I'm saying, Death Row, the Aftermath. And so
I feel like if I was Jay and you was doing me that salad, you gotta throw the rock up or something.
Right. Again, things like you said,
for
him, wear a 7 jersey.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it. That's for me.
Right,
And same thing. Like I felt like I assumed he was gonna do that song.
Yeah.
Because that's his anthem. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't see.
And it's common knowledge that Jay wrote that.
Yeah,
but
it's not. Any song Dre did was wrote by somebody.
Yeah,
so
right, exactly.
It was no way to avoid, for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think he picked that one.
Right.
Yo, Jay, I see you up there.
Exactly.
Nah, I think that was just that's
because even if Jay is responsible for him getting the shot to do that,
right?
Like I feel like Dre is big.
Yes.
So
and it made sense being in L.A., California love.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. Jay might have helped get hip hop on the halftime show, but Dre kind of big to me to be like, yo, thank you, Jay.
Right.
So this is for you.
Right.
Still wear my khakis with a cuff in the crease.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah. That's how I felt the same way. But he said that I was just like, nah, it's a bit of a reach.
I mean, it's not impossible.
Right. But yeah,
because literally we might fuck around and nigga do an interview. Like,
that was for Jay.
We'd be like, look at that.
But again, opinions can. We talked about opinions. Opinions can change when more information becomes available.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Right.
So
exactly. Yeah.
I would apologize.
Right.
At this point, I'm like, nah, I wouldn't say that. But yeah, if he came out and said it, I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't think so, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
My fault. But other than that, I mean, like I said, Snoop was Snoop. M was M. They all did their thing. It was good to see hip hop up there. A lot of people made a big deal about, it was our era, our group on there, and it was, it felt good to see a hip hop led halftime show. I wish it would have been maybe less people, so we could have got more, songs in there or something like that. But it was still good though. I like the way it was done.
Yeah.
It was cool. I didn't have no problem with it. What about the game itself? Did you enjoy the football game itself?
Very good game.
Yeah.
Definitely a very good game. I don't have a favorite football team, so I wanted the Bengals to win, but it wasn't a thing when they lost.
Right.
I just wanted to see a really good game, and I think both teams played very well. Just that when it came down to it, the better team really put the clamps on, and it really showed what because their mainstay of dominance between the two teams is their defense. And, there's not many teams are, but definitely the Bengals are not built to handle that defense.
And you know what I was thinking about? Like in baseball they say it, in basketball they say it, kind of that super team thing or a team that's built with stars. Nobody says it in football.
That's true.
And the Rams really did that.
That's true.
Bringing in Odell, they have Von Miller, you got Aaron Donald, they brought in Jalen Ramsey. They just traded for Matthew Stafford. They stacked that team up.
Nobody gets mad at us. Nobody gets mad at us.
They stacked the deck, or they loaded the team up, or super team, or there's no terminology.
I wonder if it's because of the violent nature of the game.
Maybe.
Because they could be like, they got all the niggas, but one play, they just can't play. Like,
remember, even in baseball, they, they would, the Yankees always stacking people. Then they had to turn Moneyball when the team did it from the lottery, from the farm system stuff. So they make a big deal out of a team that's homegrown and then brought up from the minors and up. But they bought players. They traded.
They don't care about that
basketball, super team. LeBron and this and football is like,
this is
congratulations to them. Like they should have won.
Right,
If you look at that roster, they should have won.
First of all, on your defense, do you have Jalen Ramsey,
Yes.
Von Miller, and Aaron Donald?
Listen, at the line, Aaron Donald staring at you. Behind him at the linebacker position, Von Miller staring at you. Back then, Jalen Ramsey saying, I dare you throw it over here.
Yeah, that's wild.
So front, middle, back. And then the other guys ain't pushovers either.
Right.
Because
if
you
like
double
the rest of them is weak. Right.
So, and then you traded for Cooper Kupp having an MVP season, ended up winning MVP. You trade and bring in Odell. You got rid of Deshaun Jackson, upgraded and brought in Odell Beckham. When you just traded for Matthew
and
Stafford.
You know how they say I read that they got rid of Deshaun Jackson because of Matt Stafford's. They said his arm wasn't strong. Like Jackson get down the field so fast that you need somebody with a cannon arm.
Yeah, I can see that.
And niggas like, nah, Matt don't have that.
Right.
So he don't fit. That. So now Jackson don't fit.
Which is, I think, the big catch. He had to come back. Odell had to come back for it because he was like, wait.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So
Deshaun said, he's a go route. He's not a look for it, come back for it.
Right,
Odell's smart enough to come back. We've seen Odell do some weird catches, so we know he can contort himself to adjust. But again,
I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I was watching some sports show, and they said that was the main reason why they said, all right, you gotta go. Not that we don't think you nice, but you don't fit. Like
it makes sense.
Like,
it makes sense. But again, it's an upgrade. And that's a stacked deck. But in football, they don't really say.
They don't seem to care.
On paper, they should have won.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
was afraid. I was hoping the game wasn't a blowout because
it was almost Odell got hurt and they said
they was rolling when
torn ACL. So.
Torn
ACL, and I believe his contract is up this year. So I think it's the same. I think it's the same leg that he hurt before.
Yeah, it is.
So that's gonna his free agency now.
He better be happy he got that ring now.
Right, I'm a champ, guys. Right, yeah. So prayers to him and all. And his wife was on call for labor,
and his son
had his teammate. I forgot his name. Von Jefferson.
His wife. They took his wife out on the stretcher.
Yeah,
she told him, "Now don't say nothing.
Yeah,
don't say nothing to the game over."
Right. As soon as the game was over,
it was like,
"I'm
out of there, bro."
Yeah. So congratulations to them. Yeah. That's an eventful day. Like,
Definitely,
that's an eventful day to have your child. Hopefully, was born on the same day too that night. The same day. Your birthday was the anniversary of my Super Bowl championship. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a great bond between him and his child.
Definitely,
that's dope. Aaron Donald, when he was doing his interview, he was like, "Yo, I promised my daughter to one day, play in the confetti at a Super Bowl. So I gotta go. Like, I made a promise to her, I gotta go do it." And sure enough, him, his daughter, and his kids was out there playing it. So you know what I'm saying. So I mean, listen, it is as much as, like I said, they division rivals with my Niners, but I still respect. You know what I'm saying. They did it. You know what I'm saying? They overcame a lot and made it happen. It's a risky move, you know what I'm saying, to trade picks away to get Matt Stafford, trade this away to get so and so, pay some players took pay cuts to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So to do all that and again we clown the Miami Heat the first year when Wade, Bosh, and all them went and they lost. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? The Nets, when they stacked the deck with KD, Harden, Kyrie, they lost. Yeah. We clowned them. Then, okay, so if the Rams would have lost, it'll be like, y'all stacked up and it ain't work. You know what I'm saying? So they made it happen. They got to win in their stadium for the second time. It happened 2 years back to back. Yeah. Buccaneers won last year in their stadium. Rams won this year in their stadium. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for that. But yeah, my Niners will be back next year. That's all I'm going to say. F them.
Maybe they gave us
well, no, next year they did our stadium a couple years ago already, so I don't know how soon they're gonna wrap around because so many new stadiums got built. But I just want to win. You know what I'm saying? I just want to win. I just want to win. I'm tired of. We done been to. We lost in the division championship this year. Lost in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Lost in the Super Bowl 2014. I'm tired of losing. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of losing. I just want to win again. I miss the good old days. But that's all I got. You got anything else on your mind?
I got a short little rant.
Talk about it.
Short little rant about our newly appointed and esteemed mayor.
Okay. All right, let's go.
I just want to say this.
Okay.
Eric Adams and everybody else, stop trying to. I'm going to say this in one statement.
Okay.
Eric Adams, anybody else listening to this, anybody in America, if you are tired of violence in the inner city, dismantle the system that creates it. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
That's all. I'm going to leave it just
so it's not the rap music's fault?
Nah.
Because he said he wants to get rid of drill music.
Yeah. It's not that.
Maybe it's the video games?
No.
I think it's the video games.
Because all this was happening way before.
Oh, okay.
Before Pop said welcome to the party, niggas was getting shot at the party.
Oh, okay.
Way before that.
Got it. Okay.
Way before that.
So it's not the music, it's not the video games.
No.
The movies.
No.
It's not the movies.
No.
Okay.
It's not the movies either.
Yeah.
So if you guys really care about that, you really care, you know what to do.
Message. And there you go. Close the statements from the homie Rail. See, that's why I had this conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? We're celebrating Black Future Month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all we got to say on that. Tell us what you think. You know what I'm saying, about everything we discussed today. What you feel about Eric Adams, the what do you call himself? The mayor with swagger.
Yeah, swagger.
That's what he says.
When the mayor has swagger, the city has swagger. We've allowed people to beat us down so much that all we did was wallow in COVID. That's all we did. And we no longer believed. This is a city of swagger. This is a city of resiliency. And all of these messages out there of what is going to happen, we're going to survive. And your message, your direct comment, your forcefulness, matching yours and matching the rest of ours, we're not going to be defined by COVID, by crime, by economy. And you know why? Because we went through some stuff. That's right. All of us have went through some stuff. So this is nothing to those who have gone through a lot. That's right. We're going to be here and turn our city around. That's right. You inspired me, sister. Yes. You inspired me. Yes. That's right. People worry, ask why I got so much swagger. We need a mayor of swagger. We need a councilwoman with swagger. We need an assemblywoman with swagger. We need a borough president with swagger. We need a chancellor with swagger. We need a police commissioner with swagger. This is New York. It's a privilege to live in New York. And the leadership should have that swagger. That's what has been missing in this city.
That's how he won.
Yes. Oh, that's how he got it.
That's why he's here.
He got it because he had the swag.
He's gonna bring the swag back to the city. Yeah, swag surfing. Yeah, we're gonna be out here. Shout out to Eric Adams. Listen, I'm waiting for him to start signing stuff because he want to bring back Stockton Frisch. He want to fight the music. I'm trying to see where he's going with all this stuff. We're gonna see. We're gonna definitely have a future conversation about that because depending on where that goes, the conversation continues as always. Yeah. Comment below your thoughts. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody watching. 2021vision.com is the website. Everything is there. Every episode is there. Every show, merchandise, more to come. We're gonna get some. I don't want to tell you what's coming on there, but some things is coming on there as well. The website, 2021vision.com. Okay, you can sign up there for the newsletters. I'm gonna start sending out some updates and things on there. Get you some merchandise. Bear with me on the merchandise. I just got a new shipment of some stuff in, so everybody that did purchase some stuff, I'm making deliveries. Sold out the first time, so I'm getting some stuff out. Got these red hats, not to be confused with those other red hats. Some new red hats. I got some white hats, got some black hats, hoodies, shirts is coming. When the springtime, summertime come through, we're gonna get some more stuff coming through. You never know, I might get some water bottles. You know what I'm saying? Might hit you all kinds of merchandise. You never know. You know what we need to do? We need to do a 2021 episode like on the boardwalk at the beach or something like that in the summertime. We've been outside. And then everybody got their beverage of choice in the 2021 bottle. You know what I'm saying? Black Future Month. We talking about the future right now. It could happen. We could be out there. We did a couple outside episodes. We was on Jared's roof one time. Oh, okay. We didn't do it that day because it was going to rain. Yeah, it was going to rain. I ain't been on top of the crib. Right. we did it another time, but it was going to rain that day. We was going to do it that day. We didn't get a chance to do it. Okay. But yeah, I've been outside. We did it in front of Yankee Stadium. Me, Jared, and John went to Staten Island one time. We was out there. We did our Wu-Tang episode. It was by the ferry area there. So we did a couple of on location joints. We definitely. Why you ain't go to the Park Hill location? Because I didn't want to take my camera. Oh, okay. I didn't want to go to Planet of the Apes, and I didn't want to be out there recording and just snatch my camera up, and I'm just like, damn. Can I get that back, please? I'm trying to record a podcast here. So I figured by the ferry, right? People just walk by looking. What are they doing? We just waved and stuff. Right. That was cool. But I want to be in a location where, It's comfortable.
Right.
It's comfortable. But yeah, you never know what's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some things. Definitely gonna have some things like that happening. We gotta take a trip. We go down to the show. Might do some interviews. Might talk to some people on outside. See what they think about things. You know what I'm saying? We never know. Never know.
That's a pretty good idea.
We can have some fun with this. You know what I'm saying? Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. But the conversation continues. We'll be back with another one next week. Hopefully, see what happens. Holla at y'all later.